Hi, this is Glenda. I was watching the Pampered Stamper made a card something like this, and she had copied hers from, I believe, Lynn Starzl, and it was using products that are coming up in the next Stampin' Up! Catalogue. Of course the catalogue's not out yet and I wouldn't have it anyway, so I wanted to have a go at doing it with what I already had. The big thing that was missing was the deck chair. So what I've got for you is a ScanNCut file that draws and cuts this little chair. So for those with a ScanNCut, you can do that. And I'll just show you quickly what I did for the card. So you start with a square. So I did one that's an 8-inch square and one that was a 10-inch square, and then you divide it into 4, so it'll be either 4, 5, 6, whatever you start with, you want a quarter of it. I found the easiest was to simply divide the whole thing in 4. Then you're going to take out this top left corner, and you want to just take a slither off this one as well, so that when you fold it over it is nice and roomy and doesn't catch. So then that's your card mechanism like that. You take the circle out with a die or a punch or your silhouette or sorry, not silhouette, ScanNCut, and electronic cutter, whatever you've got to take a circle out, take the circle out. I had thought of doing a whole ScanNCut file for this, but honestly it's so simple it wasn't worth it, and you'll save more paper doing it by hand anyway. So the inside, you can put a message on the inside or just leave it to write, and then you're going to do the C. So I had a couple of water effect stamps. I had a couple of ones from Stampscapes and one from, I put it away, what's this company? Eclectic Images, which are an Australian company. So and if you haven't got anything that's supposed to be a water effect stamp, check your textures and things to see if you've got something. If you still don't have anything, you can probably just do some lines with a marker. So we're just going to, in a dark blue, like that, and then come back. I should have put scrap paper under this. I did do that when I wasn't filming and I thought, oh, it'd be much neater not to, but hey, who needs neat? Probably a little bit lower than I just did it, and just sponge some lighter blue on. So if you have a look at the Pampered Stampers video, she then did some mountains, which I've gone up. I tried it on this one. You can sort of see them because they're just white. This one I went a bit higher up on the card, so I didn't bother trying to do the mountains. Because they're white, they didn't overly work for me. So then this is a Picasso stencil, which I convinced myself I needed, but honestly a bit of cardboard with some cloud shapes cut in it will do exactly the same thing. So I'm just adding some clouds in, so you can add sun or clouds or anything you fancy. So that's the inside, and then you can stamp some birds or whatever. For the outside, I stamped some birds and I stamped some seagulls, and then I did some lighthouse and a branch and some more birds, and Doesn't quite make sense, but who cares. And then you want some grass or something down the bottom. I'll put a link to the Pampered Stampers video where she does the scenery a bit more. Again, I put some birds. I put my verse on the inside of both these, and then there's the little chair. So the first one I cut it in, I drew on brown and cut it out, and I didn't think there was enough contrast, or I could have used a darker pen, but I just used the brown pen that comes with the ScanNCut. And so this one I did in white and inked. So all I did, if I can find the sponge dauber that wasn't a complete wreck. That's a bit dark, but still. So I just sponged over it after I'd cut it out. You could cut it out of a wood grain paper. I did sponge it better on the last time, but my sponge dauber was fairly sad. I think I need to throw this one out. I'm trying to work out if I can replace the foam and save some money, but probably not. But yeah, it probably needs to be drawn in a bit darker colour so it still shows through. Probably drawn in black perhaps. But anyway, that's the little chair that will then go on the front. So, you know, you finish decorating it any way you like, and then stick your chair on. So that's what I've been doing today, among other things, but that's what I have to share. I haven't had a share for a little while, so if you're in the market for a ScanNCut deck chair, you can get it. It is of course free, from the link in the description. So it's a cute little card, a triple fold card. Thanks for watching.